Hey, this is Steve Moreland, and I'm here with Success Publishing. And as we always love to do on all these episodes, we love to interview new and upcoming authors. And today we are interviewing one of my very good friends. I feel like this guy is like my brother. He works out harder than I do. I'm always seeing him on Facebook and Instagram, working out in the gym and pushing himself to go to the next level. And that's something that I love to do. Bernard, how are you doing? What's going on today?
I'm good. Today's been a little bit of a busy day. I've been anticipating this little interview with you.
Sure.
So the whole day is in the back of my mind. I'm just anticipating it.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me, kind of introduce yourself to everyone here that's, going to actually have a chance to actually review this, and tell everybody you're from one of the most interesting cities in the world. I don't know how long ago I bumped into the Bank of International Settlements, and I think at one time, maybe it still is, the tallest buildings in the world, but that's right
Yeah.
there, in your home city. So tell us about where you're from, because some people may not know what BIS is.
Right. I'm actually from Singapore, but my family all moved to Malaysia many years ago, actually.
Right.
So Kuala Lumpur, the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
You heard about that? It used to
Right.
be the tallest buildings in the world
Sure.
until Dubai took over and all that.
Sure.
Yeah. So I've been here for more than half of my life.
Hmm.
So although I'm Singaporean, I do identify myself as more of a Malaysian kind of person.
Sure.
And I don't really go back to Singapore that often. So I often find myself getting lost over there.
Right. For
Right.
sure. So tell me a little
Yes.
bit about yourself and maybe your family. I know you have really strong ties with your family, like I do. So give me a little background.
Yeah. Well, my brothers are here. I have two younger brothers,
Hmm.
and my mother is still here.
Hmm.
My father passed away already, and
Hmm.
that's a long time ago.
Sure.
So uh, he has got a business here. So when he passed away, my family took over. My mom took over. My two brothers and I, we are working in the same company as well.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
well, that's really good because, strong family ties, those are, not common, I think, around the world, even though they should be. But I remember
Yeah.
as you and I have got to know each other, I remember those are key members that you bring up in your conversation a lot. And so I know that they're very important to you.
Yeah, they are because, well, we are a very close knit family.
Sure.
Ever since we were very young, we don't actually watch too much television.
Hmm.
We don't have a television set in the living room.
Okay.
So after dinner, we will just sit together in the living room, and I'll talk to my father, and we'll joke, and that is the whole family dynamic. We'll talk for maybe 1 or 2 hours. After that, we'll just go to sleep or do our homework or whatever.
Sure.
So television time, that's something that we don't really get ourselves into. I
Right.
don't have the habit of watching television that much, even today.
So tell me a little bit about, the situation here. I know obviously your family was a very important part of your life, but I can tell that you're really a very disciplined person as I've got to know you. So tell me how to discipline, your regimen, your organization. Those are things that just, to me, if I were to sit there and write down what I would call descriptions of who I know Bernard to be, how did that become part of your life?
Being disciplined,
I'm sorry.
or
Yeah, being
yeah.
disciplined, being regimented, you're very
Yeah.
organized. Everything that you do seems like it's always in place and orderly.
I think, Steve, you may not know this because I have not told you this. I had to join the Singapore Army.
Hmm. Okay.
All right. So in Singapore, the all eligible males,
Sure.
if you are fit, you have to be in the army for 2.5 years.
Sure.
So I was in the army for 2.5 years as a rifleman,
Okay.
as a recon scout actually.
All right. Awesome.
Right.
Congratulations. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
So
so
2.5 years I was there doing my service. So maybe that part of it rubbed off a bit.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So now all of this has come forward. You're not just, really integrated with maintaining your family business, but you've expanded out. You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, recently, you have become published and you're now an author.
Yes.
So, first of all, tell me, why was it something inside of you that drove you to become an author? What was that?
Well, there are many reasons for that actually.
Mhm.
When my father passed away, I mean, he's really the hero of my life,
Mhm.
you know, because he was an overachiever, right? He rose
Sure.
from being a school teacher and became an entrepreneur. He started his own business, became very successful,
Sure.
and he was really my hero. And when he passed away, I thought, I've got some big shoes to fill,
Mm.
isn't it? I've got some big shoes to fill, and I thought, he's done so many things in his life. People remember him for the good things that he's done, and he he helped a lot of people as well.
Yes.
So how can I, as a son, not fill those shoes? So it's always been something that's gone to me. If I were to, and I told you before, I think I told you this before. If I were to live my whole life with no significance, not achieve anything, and I go to the grave not done anything, I think that would be a great waste. I think that would be a great regret.
Wow.
So
Yes.
that's part of the reason why I've been pushing myself, even though when I was quite young, in my early 20s, 30s, I've been pushing myself as well. So
Hmm.
I've got into marathon running, you know, being concerned with my health, things like this.
Sure.
So, uh, yeah, just to have significance. And I also signed up for a course with Dan Locke.
Hmm.
He's an internet, he's
Sure.
very famous on the internet.
Right.
Being a business guru and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm one of his students.
Sure.
So one of the things that he taught all the students was to create a personal media platform. He called it personal media platform, and he has also written books. And his
Yes.
first book was considered like a business card. He never had any business cards. He used his book as a business card, and that made a lot of difference.
Yes.
And when I saw years later, I was thinking, how am I going to write a book, right?
Right.
How am I going to write a book, right? I want significance, just like my father, to leave a
Yes.
legacy, all
Hmm.
right? Uh, to achieve, to run marathons, to achieve something,
Yes.
and uh, and then I saw Matt's website, and it all clicked together because he said, Matt said was something about not using a business card, but he gave a book instead,
Right.
and that's exactly what Dan Locke said.
Exactly.
So I thought, yeah, this has got to be it.
Right. You just see everything came together.
Yeah, everything came together. So I thought, oh man, I gotta go try it out. I go look at his
Sure.
website, look at the whole video thing. I said, oh, yeah, it just came together,
Perfect
and
time.
that's the
Right.
reason why I wanted to be an author, because it's something that I can influence people with, all right,
Right.
to be of significance,
Right.
and also to leave something behind as a legacy,
Right.
right?
So, in doing all this, you now have written specifically about the concept of self mastery. So,
Yes,
this is just like the perfect culmination that you've been focusing on how to create a better you, your best version, constantly
right,
pushing yourself. You saw your father accomplish great things because he pushed himself. So, in similar manner, you are now pushing yourself every day, striving, whether it's working out in the gym or following business individuals that have achieved great things, and you're finding the
right,
patterns, you're
yeah,
applying those. Most people don't even look for them. They just kind of stumble through life, and you're looking for
right,
what they call success leaves clues. And when you find the clue, you don't just look at it and then discard it. You actually
Yeah.
apply it. That's extraordinary. And now you have now written your book about self-mastery. So what does self-mastery mean to you?
Well, it's actually what my chapter is more like. See, throughout my life, because of my father, he passed away when he was fairly young. Back in 1995, and ever since then, because he passed away from cancer, I was very concerned with health.
Sure.
But over the years, I can never influence anybody to keep themselves fit and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I can just bag on you, and if it's not something you want to do, if you're not going to do it, right? So I demonstrated, but I rather not say anything. I demonstrated by running my own marathons. It was painful in the beginning. You run 5 kilometers, it's hurting like mad. You run 10 miles, it's killing you.
Right.
And I finally achieved my running the whole 26 miles marathon, right? And I was like, and of course, everyone was amazed.
Yes.
I did all this to influence people to keep fit,
right,
and keep cancer away.
Yes.
And I couldn't figure out for the longest time why people still wouldn't make that change for themselves to say if they know they have to be fit, but they can't do it. So all this searching, and I found out that it's actually something to do with self-image. Right. If you have the self-image where you keep thinking that I'm a fat guy, I'm unhealthy, I'm obese, I can't eat right, I can't eat healthy. If you keep having that self-defeating image of yourself, you're never going to change that. No matter how much willpower you have, right? You're going to run out of willpower in 2 weeks.
Sure.
You're gonna reach for that bag of chips.
Right.
Isn't it?
Yep. For sure.
So this is what dawned on me, right? Before I sort of I knew about this, and that's before I came across Matt's website.
Sure.
To be an author and all that, and it's something that if again, and giving another example for my chapter, if you are a smoker, if you have a self-image of a non-smoker, you cannot even smoke the cigarette at all, isn't it? Do you smoke?
No, I don't. No.
You don't. So you cannot stand the smell of cigarettes, right?
It's pretty much. I'm kind of like I tolerate it. Yeah. Yeah,
tolerate it, right? But you don't smoke because you're a non-smoker, right? You won't pick up a cigarette. You don't feel the urge for it.
Nope.
It is the self-image. You are a non-smoker. So if I am a healthy person, I'm a slim person, this is my self-image, I will naturally do things without using too much willpower.
Sure.
You
Interesting.
won't naturally, isn't it?
Yeah. So
if you're a healthy person, if you're an unhealthy person, you'll always look for a chance to go to the convenience store and pick up some bag of chips.
All right. So how you see yourself inside, your actions, you're saying basically line up with the picture that you have of yourself here.
Yes, that's right.
So if you change the picture here,
yes,
then your actions and habits start lining up with the new picture.
That's right.
Wow. Okay. I love that. So, and I know after reading and studying and being around so many successful people, what you have here is absolutely the formula for changing where you're at right now to where you want to be. And I've even heard of people taking pictures, if someone's trying to get in shape, right? And they take pictures of people, let's say Hugh Jackman, let's say, that played, Wolverine or whatever.
Wolverine, yeah.
And he's really ripped up, and they would take a picture and put it in their locker, at the gym, or they'd put it on the mirror in the morning when they're shaving. So you're taking that picture and you're overriding the picture that you used to have of yourself here. It's the guy at the convenience store stuffing his face with potato chips. And you go, would Hugh Jackman, to play that role, would he be? No, he wouldn't. He never touches.
He wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So by changing that image, and so you can
Yes.
first find someone else that is the image that you want to be like, and
Yeah.
then until you change your habits, then you become your image, your
Yeah.
self-image.
So you install, as you look at a Wolverine, for instance. If you look
Sure.
at Wolverine, or you look at like I don't know, Chris Evans of
Sure.
Captain America, and
Exactly.
you install these images into your mind.
Right.
So it starts to take over your willpower. You
Your
see,
will.
willpower, there's a limit to how much you can use, because it takes up so much energy, isn't it?
Sure.
Right. That's why people fail all the time.
Correct.
In their, whether they are doing their diet, or exercise, or whatever they want to achieve.
Right.
Piano. So once they install it, they have the new self-image. Then the actions and the practices take over.
Wow. I agree with that. And I know that I've seen some NASA studies. I remember way back, I think it was Dr. Dennis Waitley was first
Yeah.
working with astronauts. And the thing is called, I'm trying to remember, it had an acronym like everything that's, space or military.
Yeah.
But it was exactly what you're talking about is
Right.
this, they continue to take the picture and they turn the picture into images, like little mini videos that you
Right.
see, seeing yourself achieving this new lifestyle, living
Right.
healthy, doing things that you have energy for,
Yeah.
having relationships that represent who you are in the future. And
Right.
if you play that in your mind over and over again, your mind doesn't distinguish
Yeah.
between what is real and what you've created. And if you
Right.
play it over and over enough, that's what they found with the astronauts is they ran them through all these scenarios of what could possibly go wrong when they send them all the way up into the orbit or even toward the moon. And they
Right.
played these mental things, exactly what you're talking about. So they were creating this self-image that they could overcome any crazy obstacle, even they couldn't figure it out, but they
Right.
installed the confidence inside of them. Wow.
Right. So I think that would be a subliminal type of messaging,
Yes.
subliminal programming, I think.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That's part of that whole self-image thing that you're talking about. That's fantastic.
Right.
So,
So that's basically my blueprint
right.
in my book for whoever wants to read it and apply it. So yeah, that's basically that.
So, what did you think about when you saw your book published? It's on Amazon, correct?
Right.
So, when you saw your book published on Amazon, what did that do for you, your self-image? What did it feel like?
Well, it's I think it's a great milestone to have.
Right.
I think everybody should achieve uh, milestones in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So having a book, that's really something that's quite amazing. I've spoken with a few of my friends about it, and they said, You wrote a book?" It's like, it was amazing.
Right.
The
You
kind of
see.
reaction that they have is like, you know,
Right.
I ran my first marathon, and they went like this,
Sure.
and I ran my first marathon in 2011,
Okay.
June of 2011,
Right.
and I ran an ultra marathon. That's 100 kilometers in September of 2013,
Wow.
and
Boom.
all of them, I didn't tell anyone about it. I just put it on Facebook, the announcement with the medal and all that. Boom. So,
Right.
so with the book, that's another one.
Sure. And
Yeah.
so now you have created a legacy event where you have left your formula, your insights of how you have
Right.
achieved self mastery that's put you at a level of significance so
Right.
that you can inspire and motivate other people. That's what I think
Yes.
is most extraordinary about who you are, Bernard, is a lot of people want to run it, just for the medal to show off that they got it. You
Yeah.
do it for the purpose of showing other people, if I can do it, hey, you can do it too.
Precisely.
Yeah.
I, all these things that I'm doing for health or whatever achievements, it's really for other people
Yes.
that they can do it. They can get that ultra marathon medal or that marathon or whatever, Iron
Right.
Man.
Sure.
Yes.
It's all about that desire. And like you said, the desire and the willpower, though, will fall away, will wane as soon as you get
Yes.
out there, like in my case, it's raining and it's 30 degrees outside, right? And you go,
Yeah.
I don't want to go outside and train today, right? And
Yeah.
then so the willpower will fall away and you want to go back, crawl up in the blanket and go back to sleep. That's what most people do.
Yes.
So to go to that next level, you have to have a self-image that says, wait a second, there's someone else out here that if I push myself to the next level, then they will then push their self to the next level. And if I fail,
Yeah.
they fail. So that
Yeah.
accountability, that's the stuff that, inside of me, when you and I've talked before, when I
Yes.
post different things that I'm doing, I see you posting, you're doing deadlifts and squats and stuff like that in the gym. I'm
Yeah.
looking at all the plates you got jacked up on there. And I'm like, damn, you make me want to work out, push myself to the next level because I'm like, man, you're kicking ass. But that is really what it's about. If we as human beings constantly challenge the other human beings, we're all human. We're made of the same material, right?
Yeah, I
And
think everybody, it's natural for human beings to want to go to the next level,
yeah,
to want to achieve and to want to progress,
yeah,
isn't it? This is what I find in people. Of course, there are people who may not find deadlifts all that interesting, but they could be very good in coming up with new recipes for cooking or whatever,
whatever, whatever.
whatever.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
everybody
So
has their
so
unique.
everyone has the unique, whether they can do more long distance running. I've done my long distance running. I've
Sure.
gone to the gym, built muscle, and whatever that people want to do.
Yeah,
I think overall people do want to achieve things in their life.
yeah. You
Yeah.
remind me a lot of, I don't know if you've read Tim Ferriss's book that first came out maybe 15 years ago on the 4 Hour Work Week.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he did
Oh,
another one.
he's crazy.
He
That
is
4 hour
crazy.
work week. Yes.
Yeah, so you go 4 Hour Work Week, then he does the 4 Hour Body, right? And
Yeah.
then to his best book, which is like me, I can't cook. I can't if it doesn't come out of the freezer and go in the microwave, you don't really want it for me because I just don't have any skills there, right? And he was the same way. So he wrote the book called The 4 Hour Chef. Okay. And he figured out how to be a chef and he went out and found what he wasn't good at. He changed his mental imagery and then he
Right.
went and found the people, the chefs that were the best. And he said, hey, can I interview you? And I want to find out what are the key things, what are the 20% of the habits that I could get from you that would give me
Right.
80% of the chef capability, right? I don't need to
Right.
be a world-class chef. I just need to be good enough to feed myself for something that
You
tastes
try
good,
that?
and it worked. And so you remind me very much of that whole storyline. Really cool.
Really?
Absolutely. That's awesome.
I have not read the book yet, though, because I myself, if it doesn't come from the freezer into the microwave,
We're the same.
you and I are the same.
Mine, if it's not from the freezer or if it's not a protein bar that's in a package that I can open up and chug down, but maybe that should be our next venture that we put together and we try to learn how to be, at least decent cooks or whatever, because
Right.
it would stretch our capabilities.
When we were on lockdown, we bought all the food from the supermarket and all of that, right?
Right.
So my wife does all the cooking. She cooks all the time, and I'll do all the washing.
Right.
Yeah, washing up, military style, make it clean, squeaky clean. I'm good at that.
Right.
Cooking, I'll leave it up to her.
Right, for sure.
Well, in your case, same?
I'm sorry?
Is it the same in your case?
Oh yeah. I mean, Amy, if she puts something together and we'll get some great salmon or something like that, and she'll put spices on it, and then figure out which way we're going to cook it, and then she'll always do something unique. She'll jump onto Pinterest or YouTube or something, and then she'll do something a little bit different the next time. And me, I'd be like, wait a second, last time I actually made something and it wasn't burnt and tasted good, I would just do that same thing again because
Right.
that's the way I do stuff. If it's not broken, I don't like fixing stuff. If I can get
Yeah.
my nutrition out of a protein bar package, then I go
Right.
back and buy the very same thing again. But that's just me. But I want to ask you one final question.
Right.
As we're kind of finishing this great interview, I just love hanging out with you, man. Um, you've achieved so many cool things, and thank you for sharing so many cool accomplishments of your life and insights.
Right.
Um, where is it that now that you've accomplished this huge milestone and you're saying that's equivalent to the other milestones, the ultra marathon, your first
Yeah.
marathon, so you're achieving these things, and this is like major things on anybody's bucket list that they would want to be able to check off. Now you've done something that's basically immortalized you because your
Right.
book and your concepts and your self mastery, you've now created something that outlives you here.
Right.
So,
Right.
what is the next milestone that you have in life that you're headed for now?
It's difficult to answer that. Because 2013 to now, it's 7 years.
Right,
And I could, at that time when I did my ultra marathon, and after that I just wasn't thinking what can I do next,
right,
until it all came together with me signing up, being a student with Dan Locke,
sure,
studying under him, and after a while, being on Instagram, and Dan Locke say you got to be on Instagram,
sure.
and I saw Matt, and I have I like network marketing as well, so, and the book thing, the book idea
Yeah,
really gelled with me. So the next milestone, well, I might have to milk the this milestone for a while first.
sure. Yeah, and that's true. That's true. Now that you've achieved this, actually make all of this be able to help other people in a massive way by helping
Yes,
them change their self image.
yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know you motivate me. So I mean, you're already doing what your design is to do. So I thank you for doing that. Um,
Oh, thanks a lot.
I appreciate you, man. You're there and you're consistent. So it's been great getting a chance to know you. I want to continue to hang out with you and see how you continue to affect and impact other people's lives. And
Yeah.
thank you for taking time to let me get a chance to kind of interview you and take all the other great conversations we had. Except this one now we get to share with a whole lot of other people. So I appreciate you very much.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. You're welcome.
Talk to you soon, my friend.
All right. Bye.